Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Welcome, dear brothers and sisters, to Riyad-us-Saliheen. Today we are here with you with another hadith which is recorded by Sahih Muslim, and it is narrated by Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala an. وعن أبي هريرة عبد الرحمن ابن صخر رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم إن الله لا ينظر إلى أجسامكم ولا إلى صوركم، وفي رواية ولا إلى أموالكم ولكن ينظر إلى قلوبكم وأعمالكم. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said in this hadith narrated by Abu Hurairah, and this was his kunya because he loved cats and he had always a cat or kitten in his sleeve. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he named him Abu Hurairah, right? But his real name was Abdurrahman ibn Sakhr. Abdurrahman ibn Sakhr radiyallahu anhu. He sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not look at your physical appearances. He doesn't look at your bodies, how your bodies look like. Wala ila suwarikum, and he doesn't look at your appearance, right? We may have a certain body type. We may decorate and beautify our bodies. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam is saying Allah doesn't look at that. Rather, he looks at your hearts and he looks at your actions. Islam came to rectify the outer as well as the inner. In fact, it came to rectify the inner before the outer, because the outer is just a manifestation of what is inside. As Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu used to say, that the heart is the king and the limbs are the soldiers. If the king is upright, then his commands will be upright to his soldiers. And if the king is corrupt, then his orders and his directives will be corrupt, and the limbs or the soldiers will follow suit. So, if a person is committing sins openly, then that is no doubt a proof of corrupt heart. That otherwise, if the heart was pure, if the heart had iman, if the heart had the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then the person will not manifest his iman in the form of sins. Remember, the iman in the heart is translated into good deeds. And if the person is displaying evil deeds, then that is a proof of the corruption in the heart. But other way is not true. If a person is doing good deed, not necessarily true. If the person is doing good deed, that doesn't necessarily mean that the person's heart is righteous or pious, because a person may be showing off. A person may be doing it for another agenda, another motive, right? To impress someone, to attain a certain status in someone's eyes, and so on and so forth, right? But we must remember one point. We judge based upon what is apparent. If the person is displaying righteousness, then we will judge him as that. And if the person is displaying sins, we will judge them based upon that. Because the only thing that we have to judge a person is their actions, what they display for us. نحكم على الظاهر. We judge based on what is apparent. However, if the person does a sin, we don't judge the wholeness of a person based upon one sin. We do say that action is a sin. That's a disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? But we do not say that this person is evil as a whole, right? No, this action is evil. What this person is doing is evil. So, of course, this action is ascribed to this person, right? So the person does have corruption in the heart, because of which this action is being displayed. But we don't judge the whole person based upon one action. So following up on that, of course, Islam focused on the inner and the outer, but Islam, Quran, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't put a focus or didn't press or push us to take care of our bodies, our wealth, our how our houses look like, how we decorate our houses. No, because human being naturally does those things. Human being naturally will do those things. You will naturally take care of your body. You will beautify yourself. You will make yourself presentable. You will decorate your homes. You will furnish them, your front yard. You'll put the flowers and you make it beautiful, right? We care about these things. We care about how people view us. But Islam did constantly, right, throughout the texts of Quran and the Sunnah, push us to take care of what is hidden from the people, which is the heart, which is the inside, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees, and the person knows of himself as well. Islam does not want us to have two faces. Islam does not want us to be hypocritical, right? That in our private lives, we behave in a certain manner, and in our public life, we have a completely different display. This is not allowed in Islam. A believer is like a lamp that is made up of glass, that is see-through. The heart is see-through. A believer is who he displays as, right? He is inside and outside the same person. So here, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is telling us that Allah is not looking at your appearance. Allah is not looking at your wealth. Allah is not looking at how strong you are. Allah is not looking at how your body type is attractive or not attractive, what type of clothes you wear, right? Allah doesn't look at these things. Rather, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is looking at your hearts, right? Your hearts. And this is mahallu nadhari Rabb. This is the place that your Lord is looking at. This is the place that your Lord is subhanahu wa ta'ala is focusing on. Right? Why? Because Prophet said, قُلُوبِكُمْ وَأَعْمَالِكُمْ, your hearts and your deeds. Because your deeds will come from here. Your deeds will come from here. If you're righteous, then you will do good deeds. If you're corrupt, you will do evil deeds. Right? And subhanallah, a person may even do good deeds with the wrong intentions, showing off. That means this is corrupt. Subhanallah, Allah is looking here. So everything comes from here. Therefore, we need to pay attention to our heart, bi'idhnillah azza wa jal. To continue, inshallah, next time on this hadith, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala purify our hearts and our actions. May Allah guide us to that which is pleasing to Him. Allahumma ameen. Until next time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.